Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am Kasana. As the host, I will present to you the description of information about fashion design online workshop for C Creative Camp. So let's go to the information. Okay, so this is the schedule of the activities. The online workshop will be held on 9th until 31st May 2019, and then will continue for the development of the final projects by students that will be held on the 1st until 29th June 2019, and then the submission of the final project assignment is the maximum assignment is on 30th June 2019. Okay, this is the content of the online workshop. The first we will have basic design. So after I explain about the information of this workshop, I will go to the basic design explanation. And then the second we will have figure drawing for fashion design. I mean for the second workshop. And then we will have knowing textile, and then making mood board, and then color schemes, and then fashion drawing and design development, and then flat drawing or technical drawing, and then fashion illustration, making collection, and then the last is making the product. Okay, this is the whole schedule for the workshop. Okay, this schedule can be accessed on http://creativecamp4.cmail.org. Okay, so what is the aim of the training? So the aim of the training is to make the participants first can design various designs based on emerging themes. Second, can voice the content of their respective regions to be transformed into a fashion design that follows the latest trends. Third, can make ready-to-wear clothing designs that are presented in the form of presentations. Fourth, are able to realize the designs made in the form of ready-to-wear clothes, so you have to make two pieces of fashion design. And then five, are able to market clothing made in online media. You can sell or market your product on your social media, for example Facebook or Instagram. Okay, so this is the project that must be prepared by the participants. Okay, so please be ready to know this description. Okay, the first you have to make innovations from the local content to be realized into a fashion ready-to-wear products. And then the theme of the online training course or this workshop fashion design is innovative local content for fashion ready to wear. Okay, so features of local content. It can be local culture, traditional events, landmark, regional fabrics, regional clothing, foods, flora, fauna, and etc. Okay, so the project that will be conducted is to take one of the local contents which will later be presented as the theme of the design of ready-to-wear clothing. So what should participants prepare? Let's check this out. So you guys as the participant have to determine the design concept according to the theme we already mentioned just now. And then the participant make mood boards based on the themes, and you have to make two pieces of fashion design. Okay, and then you have to make two pieces of your design into ready-to-wear clothes. And then you participants make product marketing plans. You can just make a very simple marketing plans and then try to market or sell your products in your online media or online social media. For example, on your Instagram or Facebook account, and then make a marketing report, just a simple marketing report. Okay, so the project assignment is in the form of project presentations. So you have to make a presentation, for example, using PowerPoint, and then you have to make project preparation video. You can use You can just use your mobile phone to to record the preparation for the video, and then you have to make marketing report. Okay, so the content of the presentation contains of the presentation, the first, the title of the design, the concept and design inspiration, the mood board, two design drawings, explanations of design details, examples of fabric textile, photos of the result, fashion marketing plan, photos of clothing advertised in your online social media, and last is the marketing report. Okay, so the themes are supposed to, first, join the online workshop in order to be able to make the products in line with the designated criteria. Second, the team that completes the task by submitting the project that will join the competition. And then you have to submit the project maximum on June 30, 2019. And to submit the project, you or the participant can follow the assignment guideline on the following address. Or you can just click at creativecamp4.xiaomio.org. Okay, for the judging criteria for the competition, the first is the originality, second is the local content, then the wearability and modernity, and then the unity of the old design, and then the craftsmanship, and the last is the selling power. Okay, for more information and training material can be accessed on creativecamp4.xiaomio.org. For a question and more information about the contest, you can direct email us on fashiondesign.ccc@gmail.com. Okay, thank you. So let's go to the first presentation about basic design. Okay, let's get started. Basic design. Design may be described as an evolutionary process that is fundamental to communicate ideas. Design that reflects ideas and stories in mind to be poured into real forms. And then the principles of fashion design. When developing a collection, designers need to think about for whom they are designing and what type of garment they are developing and for what particular season. To do so, the principles of fashion design must be properly applied and executed in the terms of proportion, balance, repetition, rhythm, gradation, emphasis. Okay, the last is emphasis. Okay, let's go to the proportion. So, what is proportion? Proportion is the comparative relationships between distances, sizes, amounts, degrees, and parts. So basically, proportion is in fashion design is the size relationship of each of the internal spaces within a garment to one another and to the whole design. This is the example of picture of the out proportion. And then the in proportion. Why it called as out proportion? Because the sleeves are too large for the size of the skirt. And then the other one is in proportion. Why? Because the sleeves are balanced by a longer skirt. Okay, so proportion in fashion design is very important to the eyes. Why? Because if the design is properly proportioned, and the design effect will appear to be harmonious and pleasing. Okay, let's go to balance. So balance is how the internal spaces of a shape work together. The surface of the design may be broken up by structural lines, trims, fabric patterns, textures, or colors. Balance are also referred to visual weight in design. So a garment must be balanced to be visually pleasing. And balance can be symmetrical or asymmetrical. So formal balance is symmetrical. its design details are divided equal to create the center balance. The both sides, both right and left, are the same. A symmetrical garment design must have exactly the same details in just the same place on both sides, right and left. And informal balance is asymmetrical. Its design details are divided unequally from the center. It can create a more dramatic and interesting effect through an imbalance of visual impact. So its composition is different arrangement on each side between left and right. And now let's go to rhythm. The rhythm in design will result in repeating lines and meshes. This repetition can be either of uniform size or of decreasing or increasing size. In fashion design, rhythm is the flow of lines, shapes, textures, and colors of the garment. And the flow should gently carry the eyes from one area of the garment to another. When all lines of an outfit work well together, so a sense of rhythm is obviously sensed or felt. And the use of rhythm itself is very important in achieving pleasing effects. Okay, the rhythm effects is demonstrated in this illustration. You can take a look on the picture. With the conflicting lines and broken pattern created a strong rhythmic impact. Okay, the rhythm effect is demonstrated in this illustration. You can take a look on the picture. With the repetition of the lines that form the field creates a strong rhythmic impact. Let's go to radiation. So radiation is the use of design lines that fan out from a pivotal point. Based upon the sunburst effect, the eyes move from central point of the sunburst to the outer area of design. So beside blues demonstrates the effect line being radiated from a center point on this parachute blues, then the outer edges of the blues. Let's go to gradation. So gradation is the use of a single color, shape, size, design details, and motif. These principles features in any gradation pattern that can be done from the darkest to the lightest tone or from the smallest to the biggest size, imparting a rhythmical progression. The eyes automatically move from looking at the darkest to looking at the lightest tones, or vice versa, thereby the whole item is attended. Okay, we are going to emphasis. So emphasis is the center of interest that draws attention to the focal point of a garment. The center of interest must create more visual appeal than other designs. The main element must be related to the overall structure of clothing, and while the remaining elements must be support the center of interest by echoing the impact of the design. Let's go to the repetition. So repetition is the repeated use of a certain design elements, details, or trims in a garment. Repetition in design can be achieved by the repetition of shapes, lines, and colors. For instance, the repetition of pleats, gathers, tucks, or buttons creates a rhythm in the form of lines and shapes. So the placement of gathers at both neck and the sleeves demonstrates the use of the principle of the repetition. Let's go to the element of fashion design. This is the main elements of fashion design. The first is line, shape, texture, pattern, and color. So these elements will help to evaluate whether a design is good or not. Elements can create fashion illusions and spot trends and changes in the fashion world. So this is the picture of line. So line is an elongated mark, the connection between two points, or the effect made by the edge of an object where there is no actual line on the object itself. A line leads the eyes to view the direction the line is going and divides the area through which it passes, thus providing a breaking point in space. Okay, this is the visual effect of structural line. There are two pictures, so the different agreements of structural lines within a garment can make appear fatter or thinner, taller or shorter. So for the picture in the left side, the line make the picture getting thinner, whether the right side, the picture or the line is getting fatter. Okay, this is vertical line. So vertical line create an illusion of longer and slimmer body and feeling of the strength, dignity, and formality. So vertical lines can create a slimming and lengthening visual effect. Okay, this is the diagonal line. Generally, diagonal lines combine the vertical and horizontal, seemingly undecided between upright and sideways. They seem restless, busy, and unstable, but dimly powerful movement, vitality, and dramatic effect. Shape. Another function of line is to create shapes. In fashion industry, the term silhouette is normally used to describe the shape of a garment. Shape determines people's first impression of an outfit, meaning that they look at the garment's overall shape before. So this is the kinds of shape. We have rectangle and then triangle and then the natural. Then this is full, inverted triangle, and tent or trapeze, bell, hourglass or body conscious, and then empire. Okay, that's all. And then we're going to texture. So texture is the surface or quality of an object. In fashion design, the texture is the surface interest of a fabric, created by the wave and by light reflection. Our eyes can appreciate the play of light on smooth or rough surfaces, and the hands to feel the texture. And then the texture influences the drape of a garment, so chiffon, slings, and flows, making it a good choice for soft, feminine style. For canvas has a firmness and bulk suitable for more casual garments. And then texture affects the color of a fabric by causing the surface to either reflect or absorb light. Rough texture absorbs light, causing the colors to appear flat. Smooth textures reflect light, causing colors to appear brighter. Let's go to pattern. Fabric patterns are coordinated by lines, dots, shapes, spaces, and colors. They are created in endless varieties: geometric, floral stripes, checkers, dots, abstract motifs, and many others. Consequently, patterns always provide interest and visual impact. So this is the geometric pattern. Geometric pattern refers to textual patterns, stripes, checks, and plates that are woven, printed, or knitted, such as gingham, left-hand twill, strip, cambray, window pane linen, or pine stripe. Naturalistic patterns, principally floral, although other motifs may be used, ranging from leopard spots to candy canes such as paisley on acetate jersey, natural floral on cotton, and stylized floral on silk crepe. This is the dots and spots. For example, novelty dots on cotton, coin dots on flat crepe, and geometric motifs on jersey. Let's go to colors. Colors is the property of an object that results from the reflection, transmission, or emission of light waves, which causes the visual perception in the eyes. And colors are often the starting point of the design process. Colors can create the illusionary effect of narrowness or fullness in the wearer. And colors can also be used to accent or play down certain areas of the body and create illusions in one's height and size. Colors are perceived differently when they are placed next to each other. Generally, brighter color seems larger than darker. Okay, this is the design process. The principle of design consists of balance, proportion, emphasis, and rhythm. Whether the element of design consists of line, shape, texture, pattern, and color. And the harmony is the pleasing visual unity. So if you combine the principles of design plus the elements of design plus the harmony, it will make a good design. Okay, so the conclusion for today's meeting is design is a matter of mixing knowing elements in new and exciting ways in order to create fresh and pleasing combinations. Generally, a successful and a good design is achieved when all the elements and principles design work together. Okay, so this is a quote from Mary Wolf about fashion. So the formula to create good designs must incorporate a harmonious combination of all design elements and principles. So design is the plan used to put an idea together. The process of designing is the selecting and combining of the design elements according to the principles of design in order to achieve harmony. Thank you. Okay, so that's the all of today's meeting. The first meeting. See you on the next workshop. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.